Will you please welcome Mr. Bill Thompson. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Well, as Miguel mentioned, tax season is here again. It's hard to believe that it's come around again, but we have begun 92 and we're looking forward, or I'd say looking ahead. We're not looking forward, but we're looking ahead to April 15th. It will be here before we know it. And filling in our 1040 forms, something that all of us always look forward to. I'd like for you to take a moment and look retrospectively with me back to last tax season. As you were struggling with your tax forms and with the instructions and the schedules and the addendums, did you ever just push back from the table for a minute and say, who in the world comes up with these blankety blank forms? Did you ever do that? I think I've done that several times over my career. Well, I wanted to find out more about that, so I've looked into this, and today I bring you a behind-the-scenes look at how your tax forms are developed. You probably didn't know that the IRS maintains a brain trust of consultants who work together from various fields of study to develop each new tax form. This panel of experts is staffed by leading authorities in the areas of sadism, absurdism, cryptography, numerology, brain teasing, and sick humor. Now, I recently gained access to this panel's proposed new tax forms, which are being considered for use in future tax years. So you're getting a scoop here, and I don't know if these forms will be retroactive to prior years, but that is a very real possibility with our tax system. But I brought a few samples of their work, and I'd like to show them to you. I think this may be the first time that these have been seen in public, so I would appreciate your keeping this very confidential. Our first form today is Form 5969 Hike. Now, that is titled The Unrealized Gains or Losses Due to Athletic Performance of an Alma Mater. Form 5969 Hike. Fill in on line 1A the name of your alma mater. Line 1B, you fill in the 4-digit alma mater code from page 575 of the instructions. Then, on line 2, enter the lesser of the months that you were enrolled there, or B, the number of months you actually studied there. Then apply the formula. The football won-loss ratio divided by national ranking. And then do the same computation for basketball, baseball, water polo, and checkers. Total lines 3A through 3E multiplied by line 2 divided by 100, and enter the resulting factor on line 4. Multiply this factor by your adjusted gross income and enter the results on line 5. This is your athletic supporter tax. And must be carried forward to the appropriate line in Form 1040. Now, our second form today, actually it's a schedule that will go with your Form 1040, is Schedule BS Miscellaneous. Now, Schedule BS Miscellaneous came to fruition one morning when the panel was meeting over a few beers, and one of the panelists said, you know, what about all of those little unreported items of income that people get all during the year? I mean, that area would really seem to be ripe for plunder. Well, this staggering idea was met with a chorus of hear, hear, and several hearty belches. And so in that momentous moment, Schedule BS Miscellaneous was born. Let's take a look at it right here. You simply enter on each line the fair market value of each item that you've received in each of the categories. Category 1, Christmas gifts. Category 2, birthday presents. Category 3, Cracker Jack prizes. Category 4, Happy Meal toys. Hey. Category 5, double and triple coupons. And category 6, big money maker, extra change found in the coin return. Line 7, other. Then enter the total of lines 1 through 7 on line 8. On line 9, enter the greater of line 8, or $500, and carry this income amount to Form 1040. So, there you have Schedule BS miscellaneous. Now, our next form is has anyone here ever heard of the alternative minimum tax? Okay. One of my favorite forms, and I believe that this same panel had a lot to do with that form, especially the expert on sadism. But that same panel now has come back, and this is their sequel to that form. It's called the magical minimum tax. Now that's Form Catch-22. Okay? Let's take a look at Form Catch-22. Line 1. Enter a number between 250 and 5,575. Line 2. Multiply the number on line 1 by 2, then divide by the answer by the lesser of 0.39, or your age divided by 100. Line 3. Enter the first 3 digits of your zip code. Line 4. Multiply line 2 by line 3 and divide by 1,000. Line 5. If line 4 is less than $2,000, your Catch-22 liability is $100. If the amount on line 4 is greater than or equal to 2,000, return to line 1, pick another number, and try again. That is what we call the magical minimum tax, because magically the tax will be $100. You may have to work for a while to get to the number, but it will be $100. Finally today, if you struggle with the forms, you say, I've had it, can't take any more of this, just, I'll pay anything, just tell me what to pay, I'll pay it, let's move on. Well, with this in mind, the panel had compassion and came up with a form which is called Form Zero Bow. Now, this is a very simple form. It's just the essence of simplicity. You merely fill in your name, the name of your bank account number, and sign the form right here on this line. This form may look very, very familiar to you. It had kind of a ring of familiarity to me also when I first saw it. But of course, now the payee is already filled in for you. You don't have to fill that in. The Internal Revenue Service name is already there. You don't have to write it out. Leave all the amount blanks blank. This will be filled in by the IRS. Now, and then send in the form. You will find out the amount of your tax when you look at your next bank statement, because that will be the debit amount with the most zeros behind it. And also, you can also test to verify that the tax was computed accurately, because the ending balance in your checkbook will be exactly 0. So that's how Form Zero Bow is just a beautiful example of how the IRS is interested in making life easier for us. Now, in conclusion, I think it's obvious that the IRS has our best interests at heart. They've expended all these energies with the idea that the more that we are challenged and the more that is demanded of us, the better we will be for it. We'll be better people for having dealt with these challenges of the tax forms. And also, along with this feeling of accomplishment, we'll have a much lighter feeling in the area of our wallet. Mr. Toastmaster.